Not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. Not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. I'm Elijah, and this is the message that the Lord God have given unto me to give unto you. Not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. And then that's found in Zechariah chapter 4, verse 6. But also, Lord God told you, said, I'm going to send Elijah to you before the great and dreadful day of the Lord, and shall turn the hearts of the children back to the fathers, and the fathers' heart back to their children, they shall come and strike the earth with a curse. So we know our fathers, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher, and Joseph, and Benjamin. Those are our fathers. But we have all fathers also, which they call them ancestors. We have Enoch, Noah, and Shem. We have Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We have, Moses, Samuel, and Daniel. Then we had the Lord God, Paul. Man, all those our fathers, man, they left us prophecies, exhortation, things of the last time, what was going to happen to us, what was going to be coming unto us, what was going to become in this captivity that we are in now, how long we were going to stay in captivity, what was going to happen to us while I was in captivity, and how we was going to get out of this captivity. So they left us all that. So it's up to us to humble ourselves and be obedient to the commandments and seek out these things in church. Because the Lord God, search them out, because the Lord God said, when you seek me, when you search for me with your whole heart, when you seek me with your whole heart, then shall you find me. And so that's why I did. So with my whole heart, man, I gave up all that. Still giving up most stuff in my life. But because nothing like it when you find them, man. When you find them, everything in your life changes. Yeah. So I have two dreams for you, more than two dreams, because it's the first day after the covenant day. Not after the covenant, because you know how the covenant is by now. And you know that the Sabbath is just a part of the covenant day. Okay, just a part of the covenant. It's a day that's a part of the covenant. And also, man, there's so much going on. But let me tell you this. I told you a dream about, it's called the hope in prophecy. And man, I was thinking about that prophecy, because when the prophecy came to me that night, I didn't think about it. I just gave it to you the next day, not thinking on who the Indian man could be or whatever. So thought about it, meditating on it. So the Indian man probably was my father's father. My father's father, who probably was the Indian man. And then he was telling me about the prophecy. I mean, say within a year, and I say in 1 year, he said only 1 year is left. So, I just assume that is the prophecy that goes along with Israel prophecy, but they're not. They're not. There's two different prophecies. So, what he was talking about, the hope in Indians. So when I say hope in, all that prophecy, like the blue star gonna return, all this gonna happen. All this gonna happen in a year's time. So after the year is up, then all these things gonna happen. So most likely, when I told you that dream, that's when those things are gonna happen. But I was putting that along with Israel when Israel shall leave. But all these we have sorrows and things and everything else gonna happen also. So those were the things. So the Hopi Indian prophecy about the blue star, that has a prophecy. So there are different prophecies in there. So I looked at that rock, and on that rock they showed these two stars that was connected, some simultaneously connected, and they showed these beasts that was coming out of that came from these stars. So the only reason why I'm able to do that, because the Lord God has given me knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and I opened up these things for us. So the more the Lord God give to me in these books, then I can relate that to the things, the prophecies that's going on in the world. Because all these people have their different prophecies. All these prophecies are connected. But what people don't understand, the main prophecy is of Israel. So when Israel leave, then all these things gonna come to its climax, to its peak. Another thing too, you have to understand this. Like I said, within a year and a half, or a year, whatever how you want to put it. So not a year. You still have another year. So I know that for a fact. You still have 1 more year. So after this year, then a year, then things gonna happen. But man, when they tell you close the windows, you should always should have. I want to let you know. I want to let you know, but you should be preparing right now. Should have something there ready in a moment's notice, so you can throw over your windows and blacken out those windows. Yeah, you can get called contractors. Called contractors bag. They black and they are thick and they black, and you can easily take a utility knife and just cut it down, make it up the length, and just put any type of thumbtack or anything over it. And that, you can do that within within minutes. I guess with a minute or two, you can have a window cover. You could cover a window in a minute, and you can have all those windows covered and blacked out. Man, this is very important because those demons told you. I seen those demons coming. All right, so I'll get off in that, and then you won't get the lesson. I don't know. Maybe I might have to start doing the lesson before I can start telling the dreams and the visions and things, because we're still in the book of Enoch, and so I had a treat somebody gave me. Told me what was going on, and they have a Sabbath school, and they was going to Zechariah. I heard this man this morning, I'm not going to tell you his name, but he was going over Zechariah chapter 8. And man, I know I went over that with you before, but I might go there today. I can't say I'm going over that for sure with you. So let's start off with the dream that I had this morning. The dream that I had this morning, they had, all right, I'm going to read it till now and go back. I was looking at this 4 feet high white picket fence. Next scene, he is in the room. The wood is on a bed that this man who owned them was watching me as I laid them out and put them in order. He wanted me to repair the fence, but I told him, no, I'm not going to repair the fence. He walks outside and leave the wood on the bed with me. When he went out in the hallway, they had a lot of Israel people standing out, Israel young men standing out in it. Someone mentioned to him a piano whose legs was split. He said he wanted this, so he started walking up the stairs along with the man. Next scene, I was looking at the wood, thinking he wanted me to use me to do his work. I can't, even if I would, I don't have the tools to do that work. Next scene, I have a clock or watch in a setting. The watch is diamond. The long is what is set on. It's set in. It's long is what is set in. The long is going off. The long is going off. I'm trying to stop it from going off. It's alarming. Now I'm in the bathroom running water. Next scene, I'm in the bathroom running water, taking up to take a bath. I'll go in the next room, bedroom where I was at before. They have a friend of mine, so I grew up with. It's in the bed. In the bed, takes the watch out the setting, and watch out the setting that it was in. And he tell me, and when he takes a watch out the setting, the long still did. I didn't know that the long wasn't coming from the watch. Next scene, he is using this bathtub spout to wash himself, taking up to wash off, using it to wash under his arms between his legs. I go back in the bedroom to get into the tub. No, a cockroach is in it. I taste and let the water out, thinking the cockroach is gonna go down the drain. So he start on it, and start going down the drain, but it won't go down all the way down. I turned the shower on, thinking the pressure would force him down the drain, but it didn't. The drain and the roach was high on the wall. I keep the water pressure on him. The roach turns into a black dog, shakes off the water, and a door open on high, and the dog leave with the man who opened the door and calls him. Next scene, I see this large drain a large drain. This water was going down this drain. I wake up, the alarm. I still can hear the alarm going on. I was playing. dreams open up, and in front is well, front is it's a huge house. It's not a mansion, but it's a pretty big house. And they have a white picket fence, and the gate is open, and the house is yeah, the house is painted yellow with white trim. That's the color of the house, yellow or white trim. So the very next scene, I had these the fence posts. Fence gonna be no more than I'm saying 4 feet, but the fence gonna be no more than 3 feet high, 36 inches high. The fence is white. So the bulls are laying on the bed at this apartment. I wasn't in my house. I was somewhere else, but I was in I know I was in an apartment complex. I know that much. And so the bed, the bed spray was a light blue. Okay, so the man was white. So he comes in there, one of Esau children. He comes in there and he wants me. So I laid the bed. I laid the fence boards. They already been cut. They already white and laid on the bed. And he's there already. And let's see this how the scene goes. And he asking me to repair the fence. And I say, man, and say, man, I'm not gonna repair. I just tell him, say, man, I'm not gonna repair that fence, just like that. Now he wanted me to repair the fence without a price or something like that. And I say, no, man, I'm not gonna repair the fence. And that's what I tell him. So, so when I tell him I'm not gonna repair the fence, he goes out into the hall, open up the door and go out into the hall. So when he go out in the hall, they have these young black youths, Israel, on both sides. And so when he walked out in the yard, out in the door into the hallway, now he wants to go, turn and go out to where he's going. But someone asked him and told him about the piano legs and said, and man said, yeah, I want those pianos legs. And he tell him that the legs on the piano are split. But he said, no, I want it anyway. So him and the guy start walking up the stairs. So when he start walking up the stairs, you know how dreams are. So the next scene, I'm standing over the bed and I'm taking the wood and putting them in the pile. And I said, I can't even repair the fence even if I want. I don't have the tools to do it with. Now I'm talking about the hammer and nail. Anybody can go get a hammer and nail. I'm talking about nail guns and things. I say I don't have that to do it. Even do it if I want to do it with. So the very next scene, now I hear the alarm going off. Now, alarm going off. So the alarm going off. Next thing, alarm going off. And as the alarm going off, I'm in the bedroom. And I had started to take a shower. So the water is on, the alarm going off. I have a towel wrapped around me. So the door is open to the bedroom. So in the bedroom, I have a friend of mine there who I grew up with. So who I grew up with in the project. So someone who I grew up with in the project. So really, really, really good friend. He taught me everything I know because he was older than me, and I was a kid, and I just had moved to the project. He hadn't been there, so he was teaching me different things. Mostly eye and hand coordination and how to be sports, know how to win, how to lose, and be, just get with it. So anyway, so he was one of those type of guys. I could go more into it and get with it, but I'd be all here all day. So anyway, so he in the bedroom laying down in the bed. And so I'm trying to get the alarm to stop. So I reach him, he takes the watch out my hand. So when he take the watch, it's a watch, but the watch, it's a beautiful watch. It's diamond. It's made completely of diamond, white diamonds. And you can see them shining and everything. It's small. And you can see it. So he takes it and put it in his hand. And when he takes it and puts it in his hand, he takes the diamond out of the setting and out of the round setting. So you know how you have a setting around. Let's see what I can say. A round metal setting, and then on top of the round metal setting, then you have the watch inside that setting. I'm talking about the whole watch, not just the face. I'm talking about the whole watch is inside this setting, and the setting is where the alarm is coming from. So he takes it take the watch out the setting, and the alarm is still going off. And I tell him, say, man, I didn't know that was like that. I didn't know the alarm was coming from the setting. So he takes that out, moves that, takes both of them. So now I'm back in the bedroom. So after I'm back in the bedroom, so I'm back in the bedroom, so I see the water still coming down out of the spot. Now the tub is not, the tub is faced from, tub is faced east and west. The door is in the east, on the eastern side. The door is on the eastern side. So when I go back in the bed, I don't know what I went back in the bedroom again for. So when I go back in the bedroom again, now the bedroom then turned into like a shower head, like the spout coming out the bathtub. That's all it is, a spout coming out the wall. It's not small. It's high up. I say like 36 inches high. So it's high up, and he taking it. Now I'm seeing him, as you know, in my mind saying, well, why you could have waited? I would wouldn't have been long taking a bath just like that. But he was in there, so first he washes on his leg, then start washing on his own. So he just take a towel and just start washing himself right there with the spout. So I go back, so after he finished, after I watch him do that, then I goes back into the bathroom. So when I go back in the bedroom in the tub, the water is high, the spout, the water still running down the thing, turns that off. And then now they got a cockroach on his back, large one too, it's on his back and everything. So, oh, well. So I take and say, well, take the drain, because now I'm going to run some more water. So I take the drain and watch the roach go down the drain with the water. So as it's going down, I say, okay, well, it's going down the drain. So all of a sudden, it stopped. Not the water going down the drain, but the roach stopped from going down the drain too. I said, man. So I take and turn the water on in the water spout, and I make it hard, a hard force. So I'm thinking that the nozzle, the head of the shower, it is large. So the large round one, y'all know type, the large round, not the little small one, large round. So I take that and put it on full pressure, and I'm thinking that's gonna make the roach go down the drain. So as it said, I said, oh yeah, it's working now. So next thing you know, like the roach then rolled hands and it stopped from going down that drain. So I said, man. And then next scene, very next scene, I'm still got the water flowing. Now the roach then went up to as high as the ceiling in the bedroom. Yeah, that roach go up there high now, and the drain is still there. So I'm forcing it. Say, man, think this roach will go out there drain, it still won't go. And so next scene, the roach is high on the wall. I mean, at the top of the bedroom wall, where the ceiling and the wall meet. So they have a drain there. So I force him, so I think he's going down drain. And then I watch it. I watch him as he grows paws, and he turns into a little puppy. And next thing you know, he's a full dog. I mean, he's a full dog. And so I'm looking on on my right hand side, but we're gonna see I'm looking west. So when I look west, the door is open in the west. And so this man comes out. Just a man. I don't see nothing but his bottom part, his hands and his feet. I mean, he had on clothes, so all I see is his hands and his legs. You know, he has on clothes, dog clothes. And so the dog is black. It's a black dog. And so it's not a big bag, it's a medium size black dog. So when the man opens up the door, and so as they open up the door, he calls the dog. The dog shakes the water off, goes in the door with the man shut the door, just like that. So now the next scene, I'm looking down. Now the water is draining out a drain. Not the same drain like you have in the bathroom, but a drain, like a drain pipe sort of situation, like it going down in the sewer. And it was something like that, but it was a small one. And boy, I see all that water just running down there, and I wake up from that dream. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I say I wake up from that dream. No, forgive me. So after I see the rain, the water going down the drain, the alarm is still going off. The alarm is still going off. And but during the time that I was in the bathtub and everything, I didn't hear the alarm. No, I didn't. I didn't hear the alarm. When the man opened up the door, and and all that was going on. I didn't hear the alarm. But the minute the water finished going down the drain, I heard the alarm, and then I woke up. And the alarm basically was coming from my phone. But people who read dreams and everything, that's what it's for those who read, because when you start reading, well, our Father Enoch dreams, vision, night vision. Father Enoch saw it all, but you had other people. You even had the witches and the sorcerers that read dreams. Yeah, because when you go to Nimrod, um, counselors and everything read dreams. So when Nimrod had the dream of Father Abraham, and that's when they first started killing us. Yeah, first started killing. That's the first testament on when they was killing children. When when Nimrod tried to kill Father Abraham. So that was the first one. And then you read that dream. Then you go back to Balaam and Beor and all them people during the time we was in Egypt. And when Moses was born, they tried to do it again. They tried to kill all the children again when Moses was born. Yeah, they did that. And then they kept on trying to do it. Did the same thing when Jesus was born. So, but the people had dreams. And then the dream to tell them what was going to happen. Then when they tell them the dream what's going to happen, then they go out there and start killing the children. Yeah, so the witches and warlocks and everything, sorcerers and everything, counselors, they was telling dream. Of course, our father Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Azariah, Mishael. Oh man, see, it'd be right there. What I told them. I think about it, that I ain't gonna be able to see it. Daniel, Ananias, Mishael, and Azariah. Azarias they had, and so those, they interpret dreams and visions and everything, but none was like Daniel. So, man, our people have done that all the time for all our fathers. That's the Jacob, our father Jacob. He did it. All our fathers did it. That's in our bloodline. That's one of Jacob's children. That's what the children can do. They can read dreams, interpretation, dreams, vision, everything. They have visions and dreams. You can't read and interpret it and still have vision and dream. That's a part of our heritage. That's in our DNA. Yeah, that's in our bloodline. So that was the last dream that I had. All right, so that's the one I had this morning. So I'm not finished. So that's all you do is dream on. I like it. I like living in the spirit world. That was one of the most things I like looking forward to on a coming day. I get to lay down and Lord God sending me dreams and visions. Yeah. Oh yeah. I told you about the Mars dream. All right, so I'm past that dream. Okay, I had a dream about Lil Wayne. Yeah, I had a dream about Lil Wayne. And something bad is going to happen to New Orleans. Something real, real bad where you're going to have to leave the city and everything. That's how bad it's going to be. It's going to be real bad. Real bad. I'm telling you, it's going to stretch from one end of the city to the other end of the city. That's how bad it's going to be. I mean, I just seen it in a dream. So let me give you these little small dreams first. They had a man in the paint. He had a man in paint crawling on the floor. I saw that. One woman sitting in a rocking chair. The man runs out the building with a big poster in his hand, and the woman runs across and tackles him. He tells her, "That's my mom. That's my mama." Yeah, when you close your eyes real quick, you see things. You think you think you're making it up in your head, but it's not. It's the Lord God showing you things. And so they had this woman. She was in a rocking chair, and this man runs out the building with a big old bag and a poster in his hand. And the woman runs across the street and tackles him, and he tells her, "That's my mom." So whatever was going on, that's what happened. I didn't ask her to name who was someone. I didn't ask her to name her. Would someone get her? That's all I can do is tell you what was said to me. Who that is he hung up? Who that is he hung up? I've seen that. Look in the box full of potatoes. Look in this box and was full of potatoes. A mass exodus of cars lined up So I live on a street, one of the streets you have to pass to get out of New Orleans. Or if you come this way, you have to pass my street to get out of New Orleans, so my area that I live in. And so when I was looking at, man, they was lined up, cars, trucks, and everything. They was lined up. Yeah, they lined up, headed south to head west to get out of New Orleans. A whole lot of man. All right. Okay. The government was calling about money. I had to stop and look for something. I got I got overheard her talking about. I I go where I got in the place. I overhear her talking about her love life. I was outside this place. It looked like a building. They had construction. Looked like a building after they had constructed after a disaster. She was asking me. I have the $1,000 for insurance. Her name was Miss Smith. Oh yeah. So in that dream or vision, um, it was like a barracks, one of the modern barracks up off the floor barracks, and they had steps and they have different barracks in it, and it was well. You can see that it was constructed real well. It wasn't constructed like with these trailer homes and everything that they had. No, these was real barracks, like military barracks that they had. And so we was in the barracks, and as we was in the barracks, I was talking to this woman. I was talking to this woman about insurance and things. And so they had another woman on the phone. So I heard a conversation talking about her love life, how they do. They be on the phone, they're supposed to be working, doing business, but they talking about their personal lives on the phone. So I overheard her talking about her personal life on the phone. So as she was talking about her personal life, about her love life on the phone, I was outside. Um, Next thing I was outside the place, so I seen the barracks, how they looked. It was brown and stuff, and it was up off the ground. How they had 24 feet off the ground. And I know it was a barracks because the way it was shaped. And I know it was a government building by the way it was shaped, that the government had been built it. So it looked like a building they had constructed, and then it looked like something that they had where it was living after a big disaster. And so she was asking me, did I have $1,000 for the insurance? And I said, yeah, I have a child. I told her, yeah, I have $1,000 for the insurance, just like that. And then she said her name was Miss Smith. And I woke up from that dream. Yeah, you're gonna have something bad gonna happen to New Orleans, not just in New Orleans, all over. Why? Because you still don't want to repent. You're still out there thinking things are going to go on like they used to go on. And I told you in the dream, when I read that dream to you, I told you in uh, audible voice told me, say, God said, I'm going to do something that's going to affect everybody and everything. And so we say, then next thing you know, next following year, coronavirus shows up, and we know that that have changed everything. Everything's not going back the same. These things gonna peak. I mean, I read it to you in the book of Enoch, how these things gonna come. All right, so next thing seen, I was opening up this barrel. It was a metal barrel. The top of it was black, and the bottom of it was brown. Gray. It was a metal barrels, not it was one of them old metal barrels. And so I was looking up there, and then it said, and it had no service medical December the 3rd. That's what it says. It said no service medical December the 3rd. That's what it says. So a lot of people not gonna remember that, but I have it written down. So when December the 3rd come, whatever's happening out there, they ain't gonna have no medical service. All right. See, that's fine. I said, next thing I said, that's fine. God, I have heard. God have heard me once, and that's fine. This woman dressed with white walks in and shut the window. That's what I said. I said, that's fine. God have heard me. God have heard me once, and that's fine. This woman she dressed in white, walks over and shut the window. So that was it. Next thing, I was in this house. I gathered some crumbs and then threw them away. A whole lot of crumbs. I don't know where they was came from or nothing like that. I just get them and then I just throw them away. All right. So now I have uh, I have I told you this. I have two dreams. I didn't told you just about everything. Only two dreams that left I haven't told you about. It was the Little Wayne dream, which I'm gonna tell you about that probably tomorrow. And I have a dream about spaceships. Yeah, I dream about spaceships. So I have that, and then I have maybe I don't know. But let's go here first. I know I got to go to the Book of Enoch. I know I have to go to the Book of Enoch. But this morning, since I heard this man, he was talking about. Don't worry, I'm get to the. Don't worry, I'm gonna tell you about the spaceship and things because I went through some old dreams that I had when I first was on the radio program. Yeah, WBOK New Orleans, and this goes way back. When I say way back, go at least 3 years, 4 years back. I started on radio station in 2014. Man, that time went by so fast. I don't even remember. That's how fast that time went by. Yeah, I don't even remember. Now look again. It was 2014 since I had that. Oh yeah, 2014. So let's go. So we're going to I think it's Zechariah chapter 8. Zechariah chapter 8. That's where we're at this morning. Um, Zechariah chapter 8. Again, the word of the Lord of hosts came to me saying, this is in the Sunday school lesson or whatever they're having out there this morning. And I told you, it regurgitate the same thing, but when somebody told me, say, man, say they're gonna be on Zechariah chapter 8 and the Sunday school lesson, I was excited. I thought they was going to share that with me, but they might some other time, but they don't have to. I just wanted to see was they still regurgitating and telling those same old lies. That's all, because they're not going to tell the truth about Zechariah chapter 8. They're not going to do it. And if they do it, they'll miss a little truth with a whole lot of stuff to mess you up. Yeah. Yeah. Well, before I start reading, let me explain something to you. When I first, and this might have been about 3 years ago, because like I said, that time going by so fast, and you think that was last year, and it might have been 2 or 3 years ago that these things happened. But anyway, so when I first started listening to YouTube, because at first I didn't want to be bothered with YouTube, Instagram, the tweeting, Twitter accounts. Um, I didn't want to be bothered with none of that because I didn't need that in my life. I didn't. But you have to be obedient to the word of God because there's somebody out there that just might listen to you one time and then gets it in their heart what they need to do and how to do it and not be afraid of doing these things. So, uh, so I listened to YouTube. I heard the Hopi Indian prophecy, and it was telling the things that was gonna happen all the way up to the blue star, and that's gonna come. So that's why this. So when I first started off, they didn't have all those commercials, 5 second commercials, 10 second. They didn't have none of that. The man just went and said what he had to say, and nobody was after no money. Now I'm looking for that same man. I can't find him. I think it's Ray Crow. I can't find him just telling straight out, telling the prophecy. They didn't broke the prophecy up. They have so many different prophecies with so many different people telling them about the prophecy. That's the way it is. And all of them are after what? Monies. Monies. All of them are after monies. And so that's how I say the snake. Yeah, he put it all out there because he know that they want monies. And the people offer me monies and all that, man, I don't want that. Well, I digress. So anyway, so I tried to look for the prophecy this morning to since the Lord God had given me that insight. And so I looked for him, couldn't find him. So as much as I did find was about America. He says just see America gone, come and go. The first war with them was the War of Columbus. The Second World War, they had 60 million of them. Before the Second World War, they had 60 million of them. By the time the Second World War came, they only had 8,000 of them. And they tell everything is spirit, one creator, one they call God grandfather. And he talk about how they had, no matter where they went, they could drink out of any river. And I've seen that before when I was over there in Germany, just back in the 70s, man. When that snow come off the mountain, man, you can drink out anywhere. The water be so crystal clear and so, oh, so delicious. It'd be truly delicious. But anyway, so I was looking for that. I'm just telling you. So what I'm telling to you is this, and I want you to understand that this is going to happen. Just like I'm telling you about the catastrophe, the disaster that's going to happen in New Orleans, man. I'm not just telling you that. I'm just telling you what's going to happen, because these things are going to happen. And whether you want to believe it or not, these things are going to happen. These things are going to happen. Whether you want to believe or not, they are going to happen. And you're not going to be able to listen to me on YouTube. I mean, not in New Orleans anyway. I don't know if when we go somewhere else that the lights and everything they're gonna be on, then you'll be able. But the programs and everything that I'm doing every day, they're gonna be suspect because I'm just gonna be suspect. I'm still gonna have dreams. I'm still gonna write them down. But whether or not I get on and broadcast it to you, that's another story. It might be God want me to just take a break for a while. That has happened before too. Because man, it's more than about somebody standing, especially with me, it's more than about me sitting in front of a camera and going over things of that nature with you. Because there are other people out there that doesn't listen to this broadcast or listen to this message that coming in. And some people have to be there face to face with. I have seen that also. And they say, oh, no. Then I go to them, I tell them how. Because the message is not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord. It's all about this paper right here. When he told him, say, write it down and make it plain, that he who has it may run with it. And that's on the paper also, and that's what this is about. Okay, well, I'm hoping that, I'm just telling you that when a disaster strikes, you're not going to have no energy for you to listen and do these things as you've been doing. All I do is just give it to you as he has given. I know I'm supposed to tell you two dreams. I'll get to two dreams. I mean, whether I tell them to you or not, it's not going to change nothing because they still going to happen. All right. And the Lord God wants you to listen to him anyway. I'm just here as a messenger to let you know that the Lord God is on his way back. And you have to repent with your whole heart. You have to humble yourself before the throne of grace, call on the holy name, Lord God, Jesus, whose name is excellent. Repent with your whole heart, keep all his commandments, and enter back in the bonds of forever covenant. And if you do Deuteronomy chapter 20, be baptized in Jesus' name that you may see the Holy Ghost. And if you do these things, things don't go well with you. Okay, Zechariah chapter 8, verse 1. Again, the word of the Lord of hosts came to me, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy, and I was jealous for her with great fury. So you know who Zion is, and you know who we are. Okay, thus saith the Lord, I am returned unto Zion and dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth, and the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, every man with his staff in his hand for very age. Say in his hand for very age. All right. So all the first one, I say that God, that the Lord God, because people are an illusion that God is coming here to fly you off to some place. When he tells you all the time, the world was built to be inhabited by who? The righteous. I tell you that all the time. And and then we know that I told her, read in the book of Enoch, when that fire come down like water, because yeah, it could be burning up people like water. Fire gonna be, they're not gonna believe, like I read it to you. They're not gonna believe that water have turned into fire, and that's how it's gonna be coming down upon them. They're not gonna believe it. All right. I mean, I'm supposed to read some more of that to you anyway. And so, everybody is not gonna, you'll have people still here, but they're gonna be changed. And the streets of the city should be full of boys and girls playing in the street thereof. Then you know that they're gonna have a war. So when they say boys and girls, I mean they're gonna have a war, and a lot of people gonna choose to go to that war. They ain't coming back. And those people that's in that age of fighting age, that fighting age from like, they might even start off at 16 years old all the way up to 40 years old, or maybe a little older. And the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the street thereof. Thus said the Lord of hosts, if it's marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people in these days, so, I'm repeating. Thus said the Lord of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people in these days, should it also be marvelous in my eyes, say the Lord of hosts? So when you read that, the key of that is say, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people. So who is the remnant of these people? And who is the people? Israel. And what he said, once we was like the stars in heaven, but now we are few in number. Yeah, we have been diminished. Thus say the Lord of hosts. Yeah. Thus say the Lord of hosts. Behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country. Will he do that? Yes, he will. So, I mean, there's going to be a gap. I've told you, after consummation, when you go into this book here, the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs, and go read what all our fathers tell us what's going to happen. But go read our father Judah and our father Dan. They tell you that they're going to have a consummation. We was going to come back together. Even all our fathers tell us. And when the ship of Jacob come in and get us, all right. I told you, I seen that in the dream, man. All right. Thus say the Lord of hosts, let your hand, say, and I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. They shall be my people, and I will be their God in truth and in righteousness. So have those things happen. Well, you got the people over there on that piece of dirt claim to be God's chosen people. They can't claim to be who? They claim to be us. Just finished reading that to you in the allegory in First Kings about Ahab and Elijah. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. All right. Thus says the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong. Well, I go back to 8:8. And I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. They shall be my people, and I will be their God in truth and in righteousness. Who shall inherit the earth's righteousness? Thus said the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong, ye that hear in these days these words by the mouth of the prophets, which were in the day that the foundation of the house of the Lord of hosts was laid, that the temple might be built. So where's the foundation of the law? That's the people who are the righteous people. And who he sent that by? The words of the prophets. Now we know we have the false prophets and everything, but the prophets, the true prophets of the Lord, they're warning you, telling you about what's to come. Repent with your whole heart, keep all his commandments, and enter back in the bonds of the forever covenant. That's a Lord God. People ain't asking you for no money or none. They just warning and tell you about what's to come. When you open up their Bible and thing, there's no one's asking for the money. When you go before, there's no 5 minutes or 5 seconds for them to advertise. Come on, man. Well, you should know by now. And those who are doing it out there, man, I suggest that you stop doing it because you're going to be judged for that. All right. Thus said the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong. Ye that hear these days, these words by the mouth of the prophets, which were in the day that the foundation of the house of the Lord of hosts was laid in the temple that the temple might be built. And so you got to understand the mouth of the prophet. Another thing when he's talking about, a lot of times we be thinking about these are the prophets of these days and time. No, God, the Lord God has sent prophets from way back. That's why he tell you when the prophecy started. Yeah, he tell you tell you about all the prophets, and they tell you about all of them. And those are the prophets. I'm not just talking about these modern day evangelists and preachers. Mm-mm. No, no, he told you, I had been sending your prophets, rising up early and sending them. And then he go to him, I can't think of it, I really don't want to say it. But he tell you who he have sent. He did, and he goes and tell you who he has sent. And from A to Z, put it that way, who he has sent his prophets from A to Z, and rising up early and sending them. Man, come on, man, that time gone by already. Well, we know. Well, anyway, let me finish this out. That's why I did. Not hate. I love telling y'all about the things that the Lord God, the dream, vision, things that the Lord God has given unto me to give unto you. I love telling you of these things, but those things eat up a lot of time for me to tell you. But I guess these are for those who are true of the Lord God. So anyway, so we know about when he said prophets, he had been sending his prophets from A to Z. Okay. For before these days was no hire for man or any hire for beast, neither was there any peace to him that went out or came in because of the affliction. For I set all men, everyone against his neighbor. So that's basically what's going to happen. It's starting off now, but it's just in its infancy, like it's a baby. It's gonna grow up, and once it grow up, it's gonna take root. And then right now you have very little. Look out there, there's very little higher for anyone. It's no higher yet, but it's gonna get worse. I told you it's gonna get so worse where there's not gonna have no food or nothing. They're just not gonna have it, and the store shelves gonna be empty. And man, that's when it's really gonna take root. When you read the book of Enoch, it's tell you, say, I just took and put a sword in one of them hands and tell them get at it. You don't say get at it, but you put a sword in one of them hands and they start fighting against each other, neighbor against neighbor, brother against brother. So that's what's gonna happen. Just like it's told you, just like in the time of Noah, when those fallen angels or fallen watchers was here, they turn on each other. And see that movie they had Bird Box? That's what he's talking about. So I'm going to get deeper into that in the book of Enoch. But now I will not be unto this residue of this people as in former days, says the Lord of hosts. Let's see, residue. But I will not be unto the residue of this people as in former days, says the Lord of hosts. For the seed shall be prosperous, the vine shall give her fruit, and the ground shall give her increase, and heaven shall give her dew. And I will cause the remnant of this people to possess all these things. And so that's what's going to happen. I'll tell you, man, where that's going to happen? In the wilderness, man. God, Lord God coming back. When all Israel become this sovereignty and everything, He's going to take us into the wilderness. But they're also going to have others, that's what's called salvation. They're going to have other people of these different other races and nations and everything that are going to be righteous. They have done everything. They humble themselves before the throne of grace, calling the holy name, Lord God Jesus, whose name is excellent. They have repented. They're keeping all His commandments. They have entered into the covenant as they have been baptized in Jesus' name, and they enter into the covenant. And they're going to say, well, let's take a hold of Israel's skirt, not the skirt of a Jew, well, maybe a real Jew, and say, let's take a hold of that skirts because we know that God, the Lord God, is with you. And they're going to follow us. See? And it shall come to pass, that as we was cursed among the heathen, O house of Judah, and O house of Israel, so will I save you, and you should be a blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong. And so that's why I tell you, man, all this going to change. When you take off all that filth, all that painting, all that jewelry and gold, and clean up your house and everything, and get back in the bonds forever covenant, man, you're going to be so strong and people going to see all these things that are affecting everybody else is not affecting you. Oh, man, that's when they're going to really start repenting. Where I say, for thus saith the Lord of hosts, I thought to punish you when your fathers provoked me to wrath, say the Lord of hosts, and I and I repented not. So you know what he did? He took us and put it throughout all the country, nations and everything. And say, so again have I thought in these days to do well unto Jerusalem and to the house of Judah, fear ye not. So you know the house of Judah, basically the house of Judah is in America. Yeah, that's basically where the house of Judah is. But you know they have Judah all over the world, just like everybody else. Yeah, oh yeah. And these are the things that you should do. Speak every man the truth to his neighbor. Execute judgment and truth and peace in your case. And so that's why I keep giving you all these books and everything that I'm giving you. Is for what? For you to speak truth to his neighbor. Go up to the real truth, not just those that meat, not just that milk and bread that you're getting, but the meat, the wholesome food also. Yeah, and you're speaking truth in your gates everywhere. Just speaking truth, man. Yeah, no matter how much it's going to kill you, but you're going to speak it anyway. And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor, and love no false oath. For all these are things that I hate, say the Lord. And man, I could name so many false oaths. And you taking all these oaths and things, man. Especially when you get in a Christian church, all of them got their oath. Yeah, all of them got their oath. Seventh-day Adventists, Pentecostal, Baptists, and you taking all these false oaths. Because Lord God going to destroy all that. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but his word shall stand forever. And the word of the Lord of hosts came unto me, saying, thus say the Lord of hosts, the fast of the fourth month, the fast of the fifth, the fast of the seventh, and I'm going to repeat. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the fast of the fourth month, the fast of the fifth, the fast of the seventh, the fast of the 10th, shall be to the house of Judah joy and gladness and cheerful feast. Therefore love the truth and peace. So what the Lord God talking about all these different, call them a feast. That's what they do. They fast in these months. And we're going to return to our feast days. And that's what's going on. We're going back to the days that means the Passover feast, the Feast of Tabernacles, the Feast of Trumpets, Feast of the First, all these different feasts. And so now you should know these feasts, what these feasts are, because Father Noah left us a feast, Father Abraham left us a feast. So all these, our father Moses, he left us a feast. So this is what these feasts did. Every event had happened in Israel. It was a feast that they made because of what? Because what they came through, what Lord God had brought them through. So they doing the feast for who? For the Lord God, and blessing him for what he had taken us through and brought us through. Thus said the Lord of hosts, I shall yet come to pass. Well, let me stop right there. So a feast that's coming on one of the main feasts, it said he had invited everyone to come to where? The feast, the marriage supper of the Lamb. That's a feast day. Oh man, that's going to be a great feast. Oh yeah, it's going to be a terrible feast for the wicked and sinners, but it's going to be a great feast for who? For Judah and Israel and all those who have taken hold of the covenant. Come on, man. Man, come on, man. Thus said the Lord of hosts, it shall come to pass that there shall come people and inhabitants of many cities, and the inhabitants of the city shall go to another, saying, let us go speedily to pray before the Lord and to seek the Lord of hosts. I will go also. Yea, many people and strong nations shall come to seek the Lord of hosts in Jerusalem and to pray before the Lord. Thus said the Lord of hosts, in those days shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nation. See, 10 men should take hold out of all the languages of the nation. Because we have been scattered through all nations, kindred, and tongue. And who has been scattered? The 10 nations have been scattered. That's all I can tell you. Give it to you as it's written. 10 nations have been scattered, dispersed throughout the nation. When you go to this book right here, Testament of 12 Patriarchs, I'm just not saying the book, because we know the Testament of 12 Patriarchs is written other places. But when you go to the Testament of 12 Patriarchs, it tells you that in a vision that our brothers had, it tells us that 10 of us had been, 10 of us was enslaved. Yeah, man, 10 of us was enslaved, that we were scattered throughout all the nation. 10 tribes were scattered throughout all the nation. And so we're gonna come back. Yeah, we're gonna come back. I thought I could find it real fast for you, but okay. Like another thing, people say, well, you not. I'm not going through all that, because you should know when I open up my mouth now. You should know that these things. And if you don't know, ask the Lord God. He'll show you where he put down in prophecy that 10 nations should be scattered throughout all the world. And that's 10 of us. So let's go. Thus says the Lord of hosts, in those days shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all language of the nation, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. Now, so remember it said, take the hold of the skirt of what? A Jew. So when he's talking about the 10 nations, he's talking about Israel. But we know that salvation is of the Jews. Now, I gave you other videos and things where this is, I gave you other videos and things. Who are the Jews? Where they come from? How they start? Man, if you look at us, true Israel, and look at the true Jews, and they know they are Jews. I'm talking about the real Jews, and they'll tell you, say that's Israel, that's God's chosen people, and we follow them. And if you look at them, look at us, we basically just about the same. We just about the same, but might be the color of the skin, but they do everything just like us. They are poor people, and they're not poor because they poor because they have made themselves that way. Why? To be obedient to the law of God, because they know what's coming. And they're not over there in Israel. And those that say they're Jews, but those real Jews, they not. If they was over there, they're getting from over there right now, because they know what's coming. And those are the real Jews. But you got those that say they are Jews who are not there, and they're holding on to that land with all their might, and doing all that evil and wickedness, and have sorcery and everything in that land. That's a filthy land over there. I'm telling you what, I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. The things that I have seen with my own eyes over there when the Lord God sent me over there. So, all right. Well, let me tell you one of the dreams that a vision. And I was really in the spirit world. I know I was in the spirit world when I was over there. I was standing, I told this in another one of my videos. I was standing in this place, in a place where they had brought together everything. When they announced that that piece of dirt, Israel had become a nation, when they announced that over there in 1948, it really happened in 1947. Yeah, because they had to make all the plans and do all those things before it happened. It came about. Then in 1948, they just announced it, but it hadn't taken place. Just like United States got the independence, that happened way before. They were fighting wars and things happened way before George Washington and got together and signed the Declaration of Independence. Come on, man. Man, so that's the same thing. But anyway, so I was in that hotel and I seen the hotel in the picture with whoever was there waving and everybody shouting and congratulating, and I was in that hotel. So that night I went to sleep because I went to sleep and I wasn't planning on leaving. I was planning on staying there so many days. And after the 30 days, I was planning a few days after the 30 days. But the prophecy state that I was only going to stay over there for a month. And so the prophecy had to be fulfilled. The prophet don't be, and then also the prophecy state I wasn't going to be seeking for the young one. So I didn't go to all the places and say, well, Jesus walked here, Jesus did that. I didn't go to those places like that. And somebody wanted to take me to the Dead Sea. You should see Canaan and all that before you leave. I didn't do none of that. None of that. I didn't do any of that. As far as I did, I even did it then. I went to Samaria. I didn't know it was there. I went to Ariel. I went to Haifa, Ariel, Bethel, and so I know I log off. Not Bethel in an area gonna be wiped completely off the face of the earth. Why? Because when I was there, they touched me, and they went through my bags and everything. They did that, and had another small town that he gonna wipe off the face of the earth. Yeah, because he told you, touch not my prophets. Well, they say, touch not my anointing and do my prophets no harm. But they did me that all over that whole place. Wherever I went, they did me that. So I know why those places gonna be knocked off the face of the earth. Even prophecy told you that way before I went over there. But anyway, so that night come now. The night come. So when that night come, somebody called and said, don't you? Because they had propaganda, man, gatekeepers and dope shakers. So um, I was over there. I didn't hear about no bombs dropping and rockets going off during that time when I was over there. I see the alert and everything, but all that they said was going on, I didn't hear none of that. I might have heard one, might have. I don't think it was one then. And I didn't hear, so somebody, I was on my tablet with somebody on the internet, and they was telling, don't you think it's time for you to come home? All that stuff happened. I said, I don't know how not. I don't know. I've been around all that. Ain't nothing happening over there for me. Now, I was in Jerusalem. I said, I don't hear none of that. And I was traveling. I didn't hear nothing. I seen the people on the alert with their tanks and their gear with their M16, A1s and all like that. They had no effect on me. This was a regular thing for me. So when they said, well, so I wasn't going home. So, but that night came. At night came, I was in the spirit world, boy, that angel came down there and got me. You know how you have a out-of-body experience or something like that. And so he came and got me. And so when he came and got me from downstairs, they bought me the same building, same hotel. And brought me up. I told you this in another video. Brought me up the stairs. So as I get up the stairs, and said, look around, tell me what you see. Just like that, boy. And I see children, men, old, young, babies, everything. But the man, he had an old man. He had a baby sitting in his arm. The baby was in a adult paint. Adult paint with, like my daughter said, future. She'll say things. She'll say, I love future, Dad. A future dress, so you know that's pink. And he was down with a black suit on. And there had other people standing around. All of them white and pale, white and pale. I'm telling you, he was white and pale. They was dead. And he had to say, he said, tell me what you see. I see dead people. And boy, I broke down the stairs. Because when I got in the after he came and took me and he brought me up the stairs. And I walked up the stairs with him. My angel walked up the stairs with him. And that's what he said, tell me what you see in there. It took me about 30 seconds to look around and see everything. And I said, I see dead people. And boy, and I broke down the stairs. And then the next thing you know, certain things happened along that day, along that line. Then I just came back. When went to airport. I mean, yeah, other things happen. I'm skipping. Now, all I'm getting to the part where I just went and told them, say, well, they said, well, we got a plane leaving. We got 2 seats on there. Got on and just left. Came on back to the States and all that other stuff happened. You listen to my videos, I tell you everything that happened to me over there in different videos at different times. This is, hopefully I do another video today because it's very important. It's very important what's going on and what's coming about to take place is very important. Those fallen angels are back and they're going to have some, they're going to arrive in spaceships. Oh yeah, you're going to see it. You're going to see it. You're going to say, man, oh yeah, this ain't no fake. Yeah. This is not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord of hosts. And I'm Elijah. Until next time.